I'm honored to be able to participate and give my speech in this international conference. Let me share my screen. Okay. Hope you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, Dr. Lee, please.
Okay. I'll share a little bit about sustainable enterprise growth from a humanistic perspective. Okay, so before we talk about sustainability, let's take a quick look about company lifespan. Okay, I think everything in this universe, everything, right, go through this same cycle of lifespan when where it's in its infancy, then it's growing up, and then slowly aging, and then towards end of life. Okay, this is the truth of lifespan for everything in this universe. Similarly for any organizations or any company. And then we take a look at some of these statistics about the age, right, of company, right. This is statistics, right, from throughout the years, right, and you can see there are cycle of ups and downs, and previously the cycle took about 20 years, but then it shortened to 10 years, and then in recent years it further shortens, and then the average years age of a company actually dramatically reduced, especially for the past 2 years when the whole world was hit by the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, as the funding and economic activity for the whole world actually almost stagnant for the past 2 years. Right? So this has significant impact to a lot of companies, and a lot of companies were not able to go through this difficult time and were forced to close down. So this shortened the average age of overall companies. And let's take a quick look at another statistic about the percentage of company, the longevity, right? According to the US Census Bureau dynamic statistics, more than 40% of the company, right, actually only able to last for less than 5 years, and about 20+% can continue on for about 10 years, and about 17% can last for 11 to 15 years, and only a mere of 7% can continue on for more than 20 years. Okay, so this involves a lot of the technical issues and as well as the social issue and the humanistic issues on how can we enable a company to continue on for sustainable growth and development. Okay, and we may talk about sustainability and growth and so on, especially for organizations or for a company. I think everyone can think of this ESG, right, which involves the environment, the social, and the governance. Actually, these three key elements has already become a requirement for a company to be incorporated, or for a company to be able to be publicly listed, right, in the share market. So we have very good mechanism and very good guideline for companies to follow in terms of sustainability. which I think this is very good. Okay, and further on, when we talk about sustainability for the rest of the part, we have very good model as well, where the United Nations has already identified 17 key goals for our world, right, to be able to have the sustainable development, which all of this is very good. And a lot of this, I think every country, every organization, and every company are aware of this, and they are doing, right, doing all or part of it or some of it, right? But then why do we still see companies with very short lifespan, even with all these models in place, right, and guidelines and governance in place and so on? So that's the key point that I'm trying to bring up in this sharing. And a lot of it, from what I understand and what I experience and see, is because a lot of these so-called governance rules and models are very mechanistic. Okay, so that's why I want to bring up the other part of it, that is on the humanistic perspective. Okay, so to talk about the humanistic perspective, there are two main points that I want to bring up, highlight in this sharing. And one of it is the surrounding community, right? Let's think about this. And if any of the participants in this conference own a company, right? Let's think about, are you fully aware where do your company operate, right? Where do your company presence in the community? Are you or the company aware of the community surrounding the company, right? So, and the key questions to this is, do the community surrounding where your company presence operate, do the community feel there is a need for this company to exist or continue on, right? So despite all the ESG or the sustainable growth activity and very well-known terms that all companies are trying to do, that is the CSR, right? The corporate social responsibility. I think a lot of companies do all this activity, right? So beyond just doing the CSR projects or doing it to ensure you fulfill the ESG requirement by the policies and so on, have we really explored and understand the community surrounding our company? And do we think and do we go and understand the needs of the community? And do the communities surrounding our company feel there is a need for our company to continue on, right? This is very important, right? A very simple assessment, right? So a very simple assessment of whether a company meet this humanistic perspective is, we just have to take a quick look at the company core value, right? And take a quick assessment and quick look whether the company's core value includes any supporting and helping to the communities as part of the core value or not, right? So and another quick survey or simple survey that we can do is also do a net promoter index, right? If we ask around the people in the communities surrounding the company, what do you think will be the net promoter index score will be, right? So we also see, as mentioned in the previous sharing, and a lot of people, I think, feel and see personally as well, a lot of companies not able to survive through this COVID pandemic for the past 2 years. But there are a lot of other companies who are still growing strong throughout this pandemic crisis as well, right? And one of the key reasons, I believe, right, and as what I see as well, those companies who grow strong even through these crisis situations are the companies who are being needed by the communities, right? The communities surrounding the companies feel there is a need for this company to go on and grow on. They support that, right? So it's a coexistence and it's a supporting each other relationship there. So this kind of company will always continue to grow strong, even through crisis situations. Okay, and next, right, I would like to bring up these terms, right? Have anyone hear about these terms, slash, or more specifically, slash careers? Okay, this term actually was made popular by the New York Times columnist called Marcy Abraham. She actually is also an author. She wrote a book called One Person, Multiple Career, right, a few years back. So this basically introduced and also clarified there are already started a lot of these situations in the workforce or in the economy where a new work model for work-life success that describe people who have multiple concurrent careers or identity instead of the traditional single cohesive career. Okay, and it's getting more and more popular and it's impacting the whole economy and also the workforce availability as well. As also just now during the previous sharing sessions, the Q&A session, bring up this term, gig, right? Let me further clarify or share a little bit about this word. This is not an official word actually. It's actually a slang word, right? It means a job that lasts a specific period of time. And traditionally in the past, in the old time, it actually mainly refers to those artists who are being engaged for a specific performance, right? But then that model become more and more popular, and now it's actually basically refers to all the freelancers, independent contractors, part-time workers, and those who work on a project basis, right? So as also just now discussed, right, this is actually gaining a huge momentum, and it's actually now another more specific term is the gig economy, right? So it's already started, right? This gig economy impact already started before the pandemic, and it's actually being further accelerated and enhanced by the pandemic situations where a lot of the people around the world, the movement is being controlled or limited, right? And people forced to figure out new ways to continue to live, to work, and to survive, and to be successful. Okay, this actually accelerates the growth of gig economy, right? And I would like to share some of the data and statistics that are available as well in regards to this, right? So we can see, right, in the past actually it's growing slowly, and it has a steep increase actually since the pandemic, right? And it's expected to grow up to more than $3 trillion, right, by the year 2035. And if we do a comparison between the gig economy and the traditional economy, we can see that it's really coming, and it's coming soon, faster than what we could anticipate, right? You look at this, right? The orange color is the gig economy, and we can see that by 2027, right, which is just about 5 years from now, actually the gig economy and the traditional economy actually balance out 50%. That means 50% of the workforce or the economic activity actually being enabled by this gig economy or gig workforce. And by 2035, it's actually majority is going to be led by a gig workforce. Okay, totally agree with the questions and the discussions that bring up in the previous sessions. There are a lot of consequences and a lot of next level things that we need to think about, right, in terms of this gig economy, right? And so we need to think about the impact, right, or the effect of this gig economy from multiple perspectives, right? And the part that I want to highlight is from psychologically, the social impact, the industry, the supply chain, and the laborer. Okay. So one of the key things about the title of my sharing is on the sustainable growth for the company. So the key questions that we need to ask if we are the owner or the leaders in the company is are our company ready, right? Our company ready for this gig economy? Are our company ready to accept and continue to be able to operate effectively with this gig workforce? Okay, that will determine whether our company can continue on to be able to be successful and continue to grow as the gig workforce become the major workforce in the world. And with the impact to the industry, surely they will impact the supply chain and also the workers, the employee and employer relationship. And another key part to that is, as the key point that I'm trying to bring up is from the humanistic perspective. The other key portions, apart from what is being discussed in the session just now, of course, that's definitely one of the key things that is potentially going to impact everyone, is from the government policy, and the tax incentive and so on to govern this gig economy and the gig workforce. Okay. Apart from this, also, I think it's important for us to also think about, as this become the new work model and the new future for a majority of the workers, for majority of the people in our society, then we also have to think about when a person engaged in this gig economy or in this gig workforce model, one of the key things is why people starting to switch from the traditional work model and career model to this. If we think about it in the past, a company, right? A company has the privilege, right? Has the privilege to select workers, in the sense that in the traditional models, company interview and then do selections for employee, and those they only hire the best that they can find, and the second best, well, they can give a contract or temporary work for the second best. That's traditionally. But now these situations have changed with the new model of the gig economy, where actually the employee, the worker, has higher or has more power to choose now. They actually now the worker, the people who are looking for job, they demand for freedom, they demand for flexibility, right? They are no longer looking for a job that they need to go to the office and sit there from morning till evening, right? They demand for a different kind of work environment, right? Flexibility to work everywhere, flexibility to work anytime, right? So our company has to be able to adopt our operating models to enable us to continue to get a good and sustainable workforce as more and more workers turn to this working model. And another key humanistic perspective that we cannot ignore is we need to start to think about when more and more workers and more people turn to these working models. That means they have a lot of flexibility. That means they have a lot of others free time. So what do they do? What do these people who engage in gig economy and gig working models do with the freedom that they get and do with the free time that they get? So this is a very important perspective that I think the society, the company, the government need to think about and be prepared, right? If not, this could cause a lot of other social issues in the environment and in the community, right? If the people that have a lot of all this extra freedom and extra time, they do not have a very strong psychological foundations and mental mindset, right? This could cause a lot of void, emptiness in them, and this could cause a lot of other social issues if the people who got this extra time, extra freedom doesn't use it wisely and use it on things and activity that is not benefiting everyone. This could cause other social issues. So those are the key humanistic perspective that I think everyone, right, from the economical world, from the industrial world, and from the government side, that we need to start to be prepared. And it's coming very fast, right? As shown in the data just now, by 2027, the workforce, the economy is going to balance out, right, between the traditional model and this gig economy models. And we have to be prepared for our company to be able to sustain, to grow together with the gig workforce, right? And for the society to be able to continue to be healthy, right? Also for the people, right? For the people to be able to continue to have healthy psychology and work in a really successful and meaningful life. Okay, that's the few key points that for my sharing. Thank you very much.